Good evening. Welcome to World News. I am Wisdom Onyisi. First, the headlines. Nigerian Security Advisor Rebadu leads high-level delegation to meet Chad's president. Newly appointed Haitian Prime Minister swears in cabinet of ministers. Israeli strikes on Beirut kill 6, including Hezbollah official. And on sport, Rabat double seals top spot for France. Now the news in details. Nigerian Security Advisor Rebadu leads high-level delegation to meet Chad's president. The president of Chad, Mohamed Idris Deby Itno, over the weekend received a high-level Nigerian delegation led by Nigeria's National Security Advisor, Nuhu Rebadu. The delegation delivered a written message from President Bola Tinubu to President Deby. The report stated that the President Tinubu expressed his heartfelt condolences and unwavering support for the Chaldean president and people following the recent terrorist attack on Bakaram Island, which claimed the lives of several Chaldean soldiers. The delegation includes Nigeria's Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, Major General Emmanuel Udayeye, Chief of Defense Intelligence, and Ali Salayu, Force Commander MTJTF, and other senior security officials. The meeting underscores the strong ties between Chad and Nigeria, especially in addressing regional security challenges and combating terrorism. Away from that, we will have you know that the former Nigerian President Obasanjo has specifically called for the dismissal of Mahmoud Yakubu, chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, and other officials at all levels. While describing the 2023 general election as a travesty, Obasanjo, the stated imperative for reforming the electoral system to restore credibility and trust. The former president also advocated for shorter tenures for INEC officials and a more rigorous vetting process to prevent the appointment of partisan individuals. Obasanjo also pointed to the Commission's failure to utilize cutting-edge technologies, specifically the Bimodal Voter Accreditation System, BVAS, and the INEC Election Result Viewing Portal during the 2023 presidential election, despite promises to the contrary made by Yakubu. This omission, he alleged, led to widespread voting irregularities. We also have you know that the Nigerian Air Force NAV says its airstrikes against banditry have killed several bandits, including key loyalists of infamous bandit leader Dan Isuhu and Dogo Sule. This was disclosed in a statement by the NAV Director Public Relations and Information, Air Commander Olusola Akiboyawa. Olusola said the air component of Operation Fasan Yama executed further an interdiction mission in Zamfara State on Friday, November 15th. The airstrikes targeted a large assembly of bandits in Baban Kuye village, situated in Sefer local government area of the northwestern state. Akinboyawal noted that intelligence sources revealed that the congregation of criminals were perfecting plans for coordinated attacks against military personnel and civilians along the Sahel axis. To the Air Force spokesman, terrorist groups have utilized remote settlements like Baban Kuye as strategic safe havens from which they coordinate and execute their nefarious operations. When we return, news from other parts of Africa. Please stay with us. Welcome back. Now news from other parts of Africa. A government official says Senegal's ruling Pastef party has won a decisive victory over the weekend's snap legislative elections, securing a mandate for its reform agenda. Early results showed President Bashar Faye's party at performing the two main opposition group to solidify its dominance 8 months after assuming power. Several opposition figures were quick to congratulate the party following voting which took place peacefully across the country. Faye assumed power in April following a landslide victory in the presidential poll, promising the crackdown on corruption and improve livelihood. Well, we know that authorities in South Africa have put together a team, including mine rescue experts, to come up with a plan to bring to surface illegal miners. Over the weekend, a government delegation led by the police minister visited the site and engaged with the community and relatives of the miners who remain under a disused gold mine in a town southwest of Johannesburg. According to the police, 369 firearms, 10,000 rounds of ammunition, 5 million rounds, that is $275,000 in cash, and 32 million rounds, that is $1.75 million worth of uncut diamonds have been recovered from illegal miners since the government's operation began. Officials have disclosed closed entrances to the mine shaft used to bring them food, water, and other basic necessities as part of a government strategy to force them to return to the surface and be arrested. Now we move to other parts of the world after this break. Please stay with us. Welcome back. Now, news from other parts of the world. Recently appointed Haitian Prime Minister Alex Didier Fils-Aimé swore in new cabinet members over the weekend. Fils-Aimé was sworn in as a new interim prime minister following the departure of his predecessor Carrie Cornell, who was ousted by the Transition Council that aims to re-establish democratic order in the Caribbean nation. Established in April, the Transitional Presidential Council was tasked with choosing Haiti's next prime minister and cabinet with the hope that it would help quell the turmoil ruling the country. But the council has been plagued with politics and infighting and has long been at odds with Cornell. We also have that Chinese leader Xi Jinping has pledged to work with incoming President Donald Trump in his final meeting with current U.S. leader Joe Biden. But President Xi also took the opportunity to state China's objectives in what appears to be a message to Donald Trump and the next administration in Washington. In a robust roundabout of the meeting released afterwards, Beijing said President Xi had underscored that a new Cold War should not be fought and cannot be won. Xi also said a stable relationship between China and the United States was critical to both parties and the world. He added that Beijing's goal of a stable relationship with Washington will remain unchanged and that he would work with the new U.S. administration to maintain communication, expand cooperation, and manage differences. Away from that, Lebanon said 2 Israeli strikes on central Beirut killed 6 people over the weekend, with Hezbollah confirming its spokesperson was among the dead. Israel has been heavily bombarding Beirut's southern suburb in a Hezbollah stronghold since all oil erupted on September 23rd, but attacks on central Beirut have been rare. The first strike on Beirut's Ras al-Nabal district killed 4 people, including Hezbollah's media relations chief Mohammed Afif, the group, and Israel's military aide. Rescuers with the Al-Amal linked Rasila Scott Association used an excavator to search the rubble for survivors and victims, a day after an Israeli strike hit their headquarters in the southern Lebanese village of Deir Quonon, reportedly killing at least 6. Up next is business. Please stay with us.
This is Hillstv. Quality broadcasting is what we'll bring to you. Now we be this
Hillstv, Polka.
News. Rising taxes and oil revenues by the federal government has boosted its earnings by 76% from 7.1 trillion naira in 2022 to 12.5 trillion naira in 2023. The newly released 2025-2027 medium-term expenditure framework and the fiscal strategy paper obtained by a newsman from the Ministry of Budget and Economic Planning reveals this development. According to the Budget Office, while total revenue was up by 76%, oil revenue rose by a whopping 200% from 0.8 trillion in 2022 to 2.4 trillion naira in 2023, contributing 19.2% to total revenue. The remarkable increase in oil revenue is attributed largely to higher crude oil production, which increased from an average of 1.31 million per barrel in 2022 to 1.41 million barrel in 2023. Away from that, still on business, we'll have you know that according to the auction results by the Bank of Ghana, the government secured 5.180 billion Ghana cedis as against a target of 6.228 billion Ghana cedis. This auction is coming after a private legal practitioner filed an application at the Supreme Court to stop the government from issuing T-bills. The results showed that all the bids were accepted. The majority of the bids came from the 91-day bill, where 3.942 billion Ghana cedis, representing 76.1% of the total bids, were tendered. About 653.43 million Ghana cedis were, however, tendered for the 182 days bill. Similarly, the 364-day bill saw an offer of a little over 584 million Ghana cedis. However, the rising interest rates will increase the cost of servicing the domestic instrument. The co-founder of a failed Singapore oil trading company will be sentenced today for fraud running into millions of dollars in one of the country's most serious cases of fraud. Lim Ong Queen was convicted in May in the case that dented the city-state's reputation as a top Asian oil trading hub. His firm, Hin Leong Trading, was among Asia's biggest oil trading companies before its sudden and dramatic collapse in 2020. State prosecutors are seeking a 20-year jail term for the Ontogolorian businessman. The defense is seeking 7 years imprisonment, playing down the harm caused by Lim's offenses and citing his age and poor health. Still to come is sport. Stay with us. Welcome back. Now to sport. Bayern Munich striker Harry Kane has said new England manager Thomas Tuchel will decide if he remains captain of the team. Kane, however, expressed confidence that he will keep his place in the Three Lions squad no matter what happens. Tuchel is expected to take charge of England from January 1st. Still on sport news, England blew away 10-man Republic of Ireland 5-0 to wrap up promotion to the Nations League top flight as 4 players netted their first international goals over the weekend. Euro 2024 runners-up, England secured top spot in the Group B2 in interim boss Lee Castley final game in charge before the arrival of Thomas Tuchel as manager. England struggled to break down a resolute Ireland in the first half at Wembley, with Noni Madueke twice having effort blocked after threatening burst into the box. The game changed shortly after the intervals when Liam Squires brought down Jude Bellingham after a 5-pass from Harry Kane, conceding a penalty and being sent off for a second bookable offence. Adrien Rabiot scored 2 headers as France beat Italy 3-1 at the San Siro to overtake the Azzurri and win Nations League Group A2. The Marseille midfielder met Lucas Gnint corner to give Les Bleus the head. Aston Villa defender Digny's free kick then hit the crossbar and went in off Italy goalkeeper Guillermo Vaccaro, beg your pardon. Italy would have finished up top had they lost only 1 goal, and Andre Cambeoso's cautioned volley gave them hope. But Rabiot's excellent header into the top corner from Diggs' left wing free kick settled things for France. And that's your sport news on World News. We move to the rest of the news after this break. Stay with us.
This is Hillstv.
Welcome back. Now the rest of the news. Donald Trump has named oil and gas industry executive Chris Wright as his pick to lead the U.S. Energy Department. He is expected to fulfill the president-elect's promise to increase fossil fuel production. Wright will also be appointed to a new Council of National Energy, the Trump campaign said. The council will oversee the path to U.S. energy dominance by cutting red tapes and enhancing private sector investment across all sectors of the economy. Trump reviewed this. And that's World News. But before we go, here are the headlines once again. We told you that Nigerian Security Advisor Rebadu leads high-level delegation to meet Chad's president. We brought to you that newly appointed Haitian Prime Minister swears in cabinet of ministers. We informed you that Israeli strike on Beirut kills 6, including Hezbollah official. And on sport, we informed you that Rabiot double seals top spot for France. Remember to visit us on Facebook at Hillstv Abuja, Instagram at Hillstv Abuja, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Hillstv. I am Wisdom Onizi. Thanks for watching.